Okay, now we should be good. I apologize for the delay. I was in the wrong account, but now I'm good, I think. Yeah, the audio sounds good, so we are all ready to go. Okay, so now we're ready for the divisional round. That was a process, but now we're all good. So the plan is we're going to watch all 4 games today. I think what I'm going to do to determine the first game is do what we did for the wild card stream, and that was have Siri pick. I thought that was kind of a fun twist. And then from there, we'll just like alternate conferences on the other games that we go with. What's good, Giddy, Denmark, SGYT? How we doing, fellas? So what we're going to do is this game will be 1. This is going to be 2. This will be 3. And this will be 4. And Siri's going to pick the one that goes first. Siri picked our game to go first last week, and I guess it worked, considering we won. So we'll see what goes here. Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 4. 2. Okay, so we're going to start with the Shamrocks and the Jets. Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 2. 1. So that's going to be the Jets. Alright, so we're going to use the New York Football Jets. Then we're going to watch one of the NFC games, and we'll flip-flop to the AFC, and you guys get the point. The Jets don't really have any fun jersey combos that they can wear. I don't think their jerseys are bad, but they don't really have any cool choices. Do you want to wear green, white, or black, pretty much? Or all green, or all white. Do we have any preferences, or do we just want to go with, like, the regular way? I kind of dig this one. White jerseys, green bottoms. It's kind of like the Lions away jerseys with the blue pants. I don't know why. Certain colors look good with white. Oh, Garrett's here and he picks black. Okay, that makes it a whole lot easier. So we're going to kick off the divisional round here between the reigning AFC champion Dublin Shamrocks, who beat the Chiefs last week here in Ireland, as they're set to face off against the New York Jets, who won the AFC East. It's weird. The AFC East was the worst division in the league this year. That's the only division with multiple playoff teams. But it gets weirder. The AFC South was probably the best division in the OFL this year. They had the Wizards as the 2 seed, the Tigers as the 5 seed, the Bison and the Jaguars were both quite good too. That's the only division with nobody left. So it's weird how Madden simulation and football can work. But, yeah. Can the Shamrocks go back to the OFL Bowl? Well, they're going to need this win to do it. They certainly have the capability to do so, but can they beat Elijah Chisholm and the New York Jets? Thoughts on if you moved up in the draft to get the 3rd pick? And who's that? Oh, Andy Morrison. Oh, I thought you meant Andy as in Dan. But, yeah, no, Dan's going 1. In that case, I mean, I don't think I would choose anybody except for maybe Dan, although we'll see how good he is. I still don't know. But I feel like it's risky to trade Joe Burrow. I know he was disappointing this year, but the guy was the MVP last year. But on the flip side, this option might be cheaper, so we'll see. You got Rob. I mean, I certainly thought you guys were going to beat Miami. But, again, weirder things have happened. So it looks like the Jets are going to open up on offense. We're going to get our first look at Elijah Chisholm leading the New York offense. He was actually not that impressive against the Tigers, and he really didn't need to be. The Jets really focused on running the football against Chicago, and boy, did it work. Jonathan Taylor had a really good game. We'll see what Taylor can do here against Dublin, who has a pretty strong front 7 of their own. Might not be chatting a lot because you're playing Madden 2. Well, make sure to win for Dan. Do it for Dan. Yikes. That was not a good first throw. Completely missed the wide open receiver. Wasn't like he was covered or anything. Okay, slow start here for Elijah Chisholm. He looks like the 66 overall that we know him to be, even though he definitely doesn't play like a 66 overall. But two pretty shaky throws. That'll make it a 3rd and 10. There's a good throw to the sidelines for a first down. I don't know who 19 is. It's Brandon Ayuk. Pitching a no-hitter in extras, and you have 0 run support. So that's like the Hunter Green no-hitter. When he no-hit the Pirates, but they lost. That was funny. Good run for Chisholm. He gets 10. They have not ran the ball like a design run at all today, which is odd because that was like 70% of their game plan last week. Just feed Jonathan Taylor. As he finally gets the ball here, and he gets stuffed. Okay, maybe there's a reason why they haven't been running the ball. Byron Jones brings him down. 3rd and 1, I would probably run it. Just go up the middle, get your 2-3 yards, keep the drive going. That's probably what I would do. Okay, or a read option. That works. Jonathan Taylor back to Midifin Taylor because he was so mid through the first half of the year. Only in a 17-game season you can have average running backs look like prime Marshall Faulk, according to their numbers. Because Jonathan Taylor was pretty blah through half the year. McCaffrey was blah really the entire year and injured. Yet they both had at least like 1,400 rushing yards on pretty good efficiency. Maybe we've just been sleeping on these guys. I don't know. Ooh, nice stiff arm for Jerry Jeudy. The Jets are moving slowly, but they are moving. That's really all that matters. The criminal himself, well, they dropped all the charges today, so he's no longer a criminal. So therefore, he's no longer a fit for the Minnesota Vikings, since he's not, by definition, a criminal anymore. Chisholm's alone in the backfield. What do we have here? He goes short. Where's Malik McDowell? I honestly don't know. I want to say he's in Cleveland. I know he's in Cleveland in real life, but in the OFL, I feel like he's in Cleveland here too. I might be wrong. I probably am wrong. Good run for Jonathan Taylor. So you're saying Deshaun Watson isn't a... Well, I guess since he wasn't formally charged, technically... he's not, right? I mean, we don't know if Deshaun Watson did his stuff or not. Only he and the women probably know. So we technically don't know. So I guess by definition, they're not really... I don't know if you would call Deshaun Watson a criminal. I guess not, because he wasn't charged officially. I know Adam Schefter worded it today as if Jerry Jeudy did not commit a crime, therefore he's not a criminal. But I think it would apply towards Deshaun Watson, too, whether he did it or not. Because obviously we don't know. Yeah, Malik McDowell was the guy who flashed in front of the daycare. Although I don't think he flashed. I think he didn't have anything on the whole time. So that's probably even worse. But whoever has Malik McDowell, he's a fit. I feel like him and Frank Clark, even though they have such opposite issues... that'd be an interesting little fit. So the Jets score. They have the ball for a good 5.5 minutes. Very efficient and long drive, but it worked. Watson in the Bahamas is a recipe for disaster. Did they already go on that trip? I feel like they did. I know the other day it was announced that the Browns are not cutting Baker Mayfield. I don't know why people are shocked by that. Why would they cut Baker Mayfield? That'd be stupid. There's like no point of doing that. The guy only has 1 year left on his contract. So, it's not like he's locked up and Cleveland has to get rid of him. The only person who needs to get out of that marriage is Baker, so he can start somewhere. Cleveland has no reason to trade him. They could just let him walk in the offseason and forget about it. If they get something for him, great, but I don't know why everyone's thinking he's like some negative asset. What reason does Cleveland have to get rid of him, other than like tension around the team? But if he's not going to show up, he can't really cause tension because he's not going to be there. Petition for the Browns to trade Baker to the Diablos. Well, I mean, it got the Diablos a 1 seed here, so it's worked in the past. Clearly, or not really the past, because this isn't the past, but you get the point. The winner of this game could play the Diablos. If Mexico City does win, then that game would be in Mexico City. If the Dolphins beat the Diablos somehow and all hell goes loose, then the winner of this game would host the AFC Championship. Dublin, remember, didn't have any home games in the playoffs last year because they were the 7th seed the whole time. They had to go on the road against the 2 seed, which was... Who was the 2 seed last year? New England. Then the 1 seed, which was Salt Lake City, and the 3 seed, which was Cleveland. So if, hypothetically, if hypothetically Dublin wins here and the Dolphins win the other game, then Dublin could have 3 AFC playoff games again, but all at home. What do you do with the players from the Sonic series in your Discord? I create them in the draft class. And then they get drafted, and then, boom, they're in the NBA. Although now that there's usually more than 60 players per class, I kind of have to, choose, and I try to make it fair so everybody gets at least one who submits a player. Where even is Dublin? Dublin is in Ireland. I assume it's the capital of Ireland. I know it's the biggest city. Here, let's ask Google. Capital of Ireland. It has to be Dublin. It is Dublin. Okay, I figured. Ooh, what a hit! Can we watch the Falcons go up 28-3 and then lose to the Bats in overtime? Imagine. Buy a team, switch from the Diablos, and trade for Baker. The only problem is, I ain't got that type of money. I should buy a share of the Packers. I've literally thought of that scenario before. I should buy a stake in the Packers just so... Ooh, nice interception. Just so I can say I own them. I've literally thought of that scenario before. I don't know how much that costs, but that would be really funny to say I own them. Who's 33? I know Brandon Joseph's one of their safeties. That's not him. Do they have Jordan Whitehead? I know he's on the Jets in real life. It is Jordan Whitehead. There you go. So Jordan Whitehead picks off the pass. Pretty good first quarter here for the Jets, if I do say so myself. I think the Packers can only be bought at certain times. I think there's a specific set time per year or something. I don't know exactly how it works. I also don't know how much money it costs. I can't imagine it's that much if any Joe Schmo can get a share. I could probably Google that. So that means if the Packers are doing well, wouldn't that mean return on investment, I would get some money back? $250? Huh, that's really not that bad. And then you get a certificate. Then I can literally say I own those frauds. As we wrap up the first quarter, 7-0. No, Jordan Whitehead's on the Jets now. He signed there in the offseason. He was with the Bucs prior, you're right, but he signed with the Jets this offseason. So he is on the Jets now. Garrett predicted the future. That, I guess, is true. Hector is a majority owner of Malik Willis. And why is Hector sitting on the couch and Malik Willis is getting ready for a playoff game? That's the question. Another civil lawsuit has been filed on Deshaun Watson. Wow. Cool beans. $250? Damn, I don't want to buy them. So that way you can own those frauds too. At just $250, you can own the worst organization in the league. Obviously, that's a lie, but I wish it wasn't. Hector had an MVP caliber season. What does MVP stand for? The most sacked quarterback? Because he got sacked a lot. We should all buy the Packers and say we all own those frauds. Losers. If Green Bay wins a playoff game, though, I can say I have the same amount of playoff wins as an owner than the Ford family does in the last 60 years. So I could have that argument, too, against the Lions, which would be kind of funny and also kind of sad. More so sad, if we're being honest. Free Deshaun Watson. That's kind of probably not a smart thing to say because we don't know if he did it. So I probably wouldn't go around saying that. I also wouldn't go around saying Deshaun Watson's a criminal, he shouldn't play in the league. I probably wouldn't do that either. Because we don't know if he did it. MVP for Hector means worst quarterback. I guess so. Literally, you could have chose anyone, but I chose Cam. You mean in the expansion draft? Yeah, why wouldn't I? Cam Reddish was the best player there. Most valuable punter. There you go. Because his offense punts all the time with him in the game. I mean, that's certainly a real possibility, but there's also a real possibility that he actually did do it. For his sake, you hope he didn't, but on the flip side, you don't really know. Octi's dick scored buys for Packers. Everyone in the main server chips in like 50 cents, and then we can all own it. We can all combined collectively own 1/500th of the share. Why did you have to stream and make the Survivor Challenge backed up? Well, technically Nick could have still ran the challenge if he wanted to. But obviously that wouldn't be as fun, I get it. But now was really the best time between yesterday and like Friday. And I knew people were going to really want to stream, and I want to get the entire season done by Sunday. What I'm thinking is the conference championships would be on Friday, and the OFL Bowl would be on Sunday. That's what I'm planning as of now. Obviously, that is scheduled or subject to change. But now was like really the best time I could have done it. At the end of the day, Octi was still leading 28-14 and still lost. Yeah, and I'm still in the playoffs, as you can see on the bottom ticker right there, while you are sitting on your couch in Cancun, Mexico, eating a bowl of chips. Falcons lose the OFL Bowl to the Shamrocks. Dublin gets fair revenge. Would that imply the Falcons are up 28-3? That'd be funny. Do you have cameras in my home? My lawyer has instructed I don't answer that question, so I'm just going to decline to answer. The Jets' offense has not done a whole lot since that first drive. Their defense is playing really well, which is a surprise because Lamar Jackson's pretty good at football. Hector's eating dinner right now. How do you know that? 3rd and 2, Chisholm floats it up into the middle of nowhere. Again, Chisholm hasn't really been all that special. Your grandma got lost in Cancun once. Well, hopefully you know your way around there because your player's going to be there pretty often this time of year. And you're going to have 4 more teams joining you today with the 24 that are already down there. It's 2:53. I'm not that white to be eating dinner this early. I can't really argue because my dinner's usually at like 3. So, yeah, I guess that makes me pretty white. 2-minute warning already. The Jets still lead 7-0. Dublin's offense still isn't scored after they had, 31 last week against the Chiefs? I think 17 of which came in the 4th. Garrett said Jets appearance in the conference championship game. You said future Cancun appearance. Well, so far as it stands now, Garrett might be right. Although there's still plenty of time to go. That play's not going to help Dublin's case as Cameron Thomas sacks the quarterback. I know for a fact Octi said this when he was little. Sorry, but my parents don't let me watch that show. Damn. You're probably right. Although I don't know what show I would be trying to watch as a kid that I wouldn't be allowed to. Jets are not playing games. You're right. They are looking legit. I mean, this team, they started off 1-4. Counting the playoff win, They've won what? How many would it be? 10 of their last 13? That's pretty good. As they get another stop. If New York can make it a 2-score game here before halftime, that'd be a big deal. And they had the time to do it. I just don't know if they had the offense to do it, because most of this drive is going to be throwing the football, and Elijah Chisholm hasn't really been throwing the football a whole lot. Octi trying to watch Family Guy. No, once I started watching Family Guy, I was allowed, so that doesn't count. That's also the only, television show I consistently watch now, so... I don't think I ever asked, and they said no. Once I got a dirty mind, I just did, and they didn't mind. Interesting call to run the ball. I guess because they were backed up at the 5. And now Chisholm's going to run with it. We know he's got some wheels. He gets 19. They've got to move quick, though. Time is not on their side. Do you have one of those 2 fire monitor setups with the stream chat on one? No, I wish I could say I did. Holy yeet. Overthrown. Yeah, so I've got the game on the TV, and then the stream chat is usually on either my phone, my iPad, or my computer. So that's how I'm able to see it all. So I don't have some overly fancy setup. Elijah Fast Feet Chisholm. I guess you can also call him Elijah Overthrow Chisholm, because he's done a lot of that today too. Octi has white mode on YouTube and in real life. Well, you're not wrong about the second part. So that's going to wrap up our first half. Not a lot of offense. Both defenses are looking pretty good so far. The Jets lead 7-0. Bum Jets punter. Hector could have kicked that better, I'm sure. Dublin opens up with the ball in the second half. And if this season has told us anything, the offense seems to play better in the second half. Why? I don't know, but it just does. So we'll see if that ends up being the case again here. Octi gives me neck, beard, alpha wolf, Discord mob vibes. Yeah, I'm not that white. Jeez. What games were we watching today? We were watching all 4. We're going through each one. Hector is so bad he can only punt the ball backwards. Thanks, Denmark. I know you can punt it forwards. We haven't seen you ever do that, so therefore we don't technically know. Interesting throwaway on third down. He wanted to pull off a Mac Jones, who infamously last year in the playoffs threw it away on a Hail Mary right at the end of the game. You'd rather not watch the Falcons choke. Well, if they do choke, you're going to have it slammed right in front of your eyes on full display. Is Jordan Stout a better quarterback than Hector? Probably. Most you've punted in real life is 10 yards. Yeah, 10 yards backwards. Can't watch it if you're not here. I guess that's true. As Chisholm misses another throw. He has been off today. His team is winning, but he has been off. The Oilers did choke 35-3. We've seen crazier. That means the Shamrocks can come back down 7-0, right? Post him up, make him look smaller than he already is. If we were to do a 1v1 to 11, ones and twos, I think I would win 11-0. Maybe 11-1. Maybe I'll give you one bucket. That's about it. So, 11-1. F for Royals. It's always F for Royals. All day, every day. Nice hit. And nice run. Both running backs have been adequate, I would say, so far. They're running the ball fine, but they haven't had any big plays, which obviously has been an issue because both offenses have been, they've lacked big plays. You're really underestimating me. Yeah, I think I could beat, like an 8th grader? I think I could do that pretty easily. Another good run for Tony Pollard. Dublin is just running the ball down their throats. They're not even trying to throw it. And, hey, it's working. Their offense is finally moving it. They have a clear game plan, and they're executing it. You have the same amount of depoys as LeBron. Oh, no, I'm so scared. You're really good at that. Yeah, we know that. We know that. Lamar is 6 for 9. Nice. What's good, Pokemon? Welcome in. How you doing? A lot of things are happening tomorrow. That is true. Usually for the Madden cover athlete, for those who don't know, they're announcing that tomorrow. I'm surprised for like announcing it this early, so that means the game itself probably is going to come out earlier than it did last year, because I'm pretty sure last year they announced it like middle of June. So that might mean it's coming out earlier than it did last year. But nice sack for Winovich. But usually they don't do it like one day in advance. Like they kind of came out in the blue and said, oh, hey, we're doing this tomorrow. So if anyone gets the cover athlete right, you get a cookie. I said in the main server it should be Davis Mills and Mike Glennon so they can take the game to the next level, if you know what I mean. Got a leak of the Madden cover, I'm sure. Who was the 44th president of the USA? Ronald Reagan. Or Ronald Reagan, as you spell it. It's definitely me. They put me and Trevor Lawrence on the cover. Trevor Lawrence got the main edition, I got the legend edition. Good kick by the Shamrocks, so it's 7-3. They weren't able to score a touchdown. And now it's all of a sudden really dark in Dublin. It's going to have like Tom Brady and Lamar Jackson and you, I'm sure. Well, unlike you, Lamar Jackson and Tom Brady both made the playoffs. Tom obviously is not in it anymore, but Lamar is he's still here, and he has 3 points on the board. Yeah, I think 16 was Curry, Harden, and Anthony Davis, I think. Unlike you, Tom Brady's actually my son. When have I ever said Tom Brady's my son? Didn't you want Tom to tear his AC? Oh, yeah, I remember that. When Hector was Tom Brady's backup. I forgot about that. Chicago Tiger legend, Hector Estrada. Those were the good old days. There's a flag. The Jets are just short. That might be a hold. Oh, roughing the passer. Automatic first down. Okay, that's kind of a big deal. It's on DeMarcus Lawrence. You wish your own son an ACL tear. I sent him a DM apologizing. Did he respond? He said, "Why would you do this to me, Father? Why?" You had a 100% touchdown. Yeah, you also had a 100% loss to win ratio with the Tigers. And you would know that because you know a thing or two about ratios. 3 quarters down, 1 to go. The Jets are 1 quarter away from winning, but there's still a whole lot of time for Dublin to come back. They're only down by 4. As Chisholm gets 5. Chisholm really, they didn't ask him to do a whole lot last week. This week they've asked him to do a little bit more, and he's been probably worse, if anything. Okay, there's a good throw, though. Hector had the worst quarterback rating in the league. That's true. What would Octi do if he made Greg Dortch in real life? I don't know, because I have no idea what he looks like. Nor do I know anything about him. So, I probably wouldn't really say anything. Good run for Jonathan Taylor. He brings it to the 8. If the Jets can score a touchdown here, they'll be in a pretty good spot. What about DeReese Robinson? Who is that? I've never heard of this gentleman in my life. That could have been picked off. There were 2 Dublin defenders in the general area. They could have made a play on that ball. What about Juan Garitano? I know Jarrett Garitano, the former Tennessee quarterback. He's about as good of a passer as Hector is. Which is not a compliment. At least Eastwood can make the playoff. Hell yeah, Eastwood won a playoff game. That should have been picked off. Both quarterbacks are really selling hard. Jets are going to attack on a field goal, so it remains a 1-score game. Dublin is still in it, but their offense hasn't really given us any signs to suggest that they're going to stay in it. But we know Lamar Jackson has the capability of being really good. He just hasn't. Lamar is showing his inner playoff self. I mean, if the Ravens don't want that in real life, you can send him here. Are you a little goblin that bites people's ankles? No, I go for the toes. I'm a toes guy. No Cancun for me. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You're up by 7. You're up by 7. So this game is far from over. If the Jets lose, we are going to screenshot that and make that immortal. We should watch the Falcons next. We are doing one of the NFC games next. And I wouldn't mind saving the Vikings for the end because I feel like that's the best game on the slate. So I was kind of wanting to watch Atlanta next anyway. And who knows what the Austin Bats have up their sleeve. Lamar with a nice throw down the field. Who's his X-Factor receiver? Oh, that's probably Pascal, isn't it? Oh, I forgot they had Cooper. That's right. So they have Cooper and they have Zach Pascal. That's a nice little duo. And Russell Gage is a good 3. That was a nice hit. Who's 25? The Austin Bats have a stream crashing and a 56-yard bomb tipped. Austin has a Mickey Mouse win. For all we know, I could have been lying that they scored. I could have went into the game, or I could have turned off the stream, went into the game, scored with Austin myself, and then went back out. For all we know, I could have done that, and it could be a Mickey Mouse win for Austin. I'll tell you that I didn't do that, because I kind of wanted to see the Rams win, but I guess there is a mathematical possibility that that was the case. Maybe I didn't want to play the Rams. Rams looked pretty darn good for most of last week. Falcons lead 49-0, lose 56-49. So it's 3rd and 9. They kind of have to get this. That would be kind of useful if you're Dublin. Lamar on the run. It's caught. It kind of looks like he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw that ball. I guess not. Gain of 19 for Gonzalez. So now the Shamrocks have a real shot at actually scoring. That brings us to the 2-minute warning. The defending AFC champion Shamrocks are 2 minutes away from having their season end, but they're not out of it. They have it at the 10-yard line, down 7 with a 2nd and 8. They are really living and dying by the run. I guess they don't really have a choice when the pass game hasn't given them a whole lot. 3rd and 5, biggest play of the game. Lamar for the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown, but this one's going to come back. The receiver was out of bounds and then came back inbounds. So they're going to call Goddard on an illegal touching. And speaking of illegal touching, Hector clipped me for saying I like little kids too. When did I say anything about kids? Fourth and 5, Dublin has to go for it. In the back in the end zone, they get the touchdown after all. It's Amari Cooper. So the Shamrocks finally find the end zone. They tie it at 10. Did Garrett say anything about this game being over? F the Lions. What do we do to you? Well, I guess the Lions beat the Cardinals last. Dolphins versus that. I edited it in Don't Tell Anyone. Yeah, you edited it. I feel like Octi is one of those hentai girls' hoodies and he never takes them off. Unfortunately, you're wrong. Well, I mean, so we think. Oh, dear Lord, they're starting at the 11. All the Jets need is a field goal, though. Field goal would take the lead. But not when Chisholm's throwing the ball like that. Second and 10. Chisholm on the run. Gets about 4. This is a big play. I don't blame the Jets for trying to chew the clock. Because I don't trust their offense to get 6 yards on a passing down. Yeah, they don't. So Dublin calls a timeout at 52 seconds. So the Shamrocks are going to get the ball back. Can Dublin win the game here? I'm going to take a screenshot of Garen's no Cancun for me. Because they might be going to Cancun if they don't get a stop on this drive. And now all Dublin needs is a field goal. And they're starting at the 36. So Dublin really only needs, what, 30 yards? That's a lot easier said than done with how they've played offense today, but there's about half. As they call timeout number 2. Clock management could also come into play here. Dublin could completely fumble the clock, which is very possible. Remember when Octi was a squeaker on YouTube? I do remember that. Yeah, fun times. At the opposing 48, they get about 4. And Pollard's out of bounds. Who's their kicker? Justin Rothhauser. Oh, boy. The jokes we can make with him if he misses his kick. We're going to have a field day. Oh, boy. They have it at the 33, and they still have that timeout. The Jets aren't looking too good at the moment. This would be a 50-yard field goal, so this is like prime field goal miss territory. Now we're looking at a 47-yard kick. So no guarantee. Are they going to run another play? They're not. I was going to say, those idiots. 47-yard field goal for Justin Rothhauser to send the Shamrocks into the AFC Championship game. It would be an epic comeback here against the Jets after the offense did nothing early in this ball game to send the Shamrocks to the conference championship. Justin Rothhauser for the win. And he got it. I think there's still a second left on the clock. Yep. So we'll see if they get a Hail Mary off or if it'll be a kick return. Nope, it's going to be returned. This is it for the ball game. And they don't even get it past the 20. So the Dublin Shamrocks come back and defeat the Jets 20. Where did I get 20 from? 13-10. So for a second straight year, the Shamrocks are headed to the AFC Championship game, and the New York Jets, who led for really the entire game. Dublin never took the lead until the final second. Garrett's "no Cancun for me" is certainly going to go down as one of the more infamous playoff quotes. Vikings are a fluke. Yeah. Octi beating Dublin in the OFL Bowl 6-9. That's feeling. I feel like the most fitting thing would be us and the Diablos in the OFL Bowl. My team last year versus my team this year. Looking at the numbers, Lamar was but he was better than Elijah Chisholm. Chisholm was pretty bad. Both running backs were quite solid. And obviously both defenses were quite good. I didn't do Garrett like that. Garrett's the one who said the quote. He was pretty much asking for it. So the Jets are going to Cancun with all the other teams that are out. So now I think we're going to do the Falcons and the Bats. Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 2. 2. That's Atlanta, so Bella can pick his jerseys. I'd be very surprised if the Bats win this game, but again, we have seen some crazy stuff before. If the Dolphins can beat the Wizards, then the Bats can beat Atlanta. So your options would be the black jerseys, for white jerseys, for gradient jerseys. You want the black jerseys, okay. Remember when Octi made a good OFL team? Would you like to see my bling? I have 4 championship rings. So, yeah, I'm a 4-time OFL Bowl champ. Possibly looking at 5 this year, trying to get one for the thumb. Round out the whole hand. Nobody else has won more than 2. So, I think I know a thing or two about building good teams. Atlanta does as well. They won... Did they win the initial OFL Bowl in the same year? I think they... Did they? I think they actually lost. Well, they played in it, and they lost. Last year, they were a very high seed. And they also lost prematurely. So the Falcons have been in the playoffs quite a lot recently. They haven't been able to get over the hump. That sounds a lot like Aaron Rodgers in real life, who, of course, is the quarterback of the Falcons. Remember when Octi rigged the season to himself? I've never done that. 28-3 was in white jerseys, so I'm playing smart. I don't blame you. The Jets lost. The Jets fell flat on their face and choked. Did I check DMs? I did see the DM. 28-3 was in a red jersey. Well, it doesn't matter if it was in red or white because Atlanta's wearing black. Now that I think about it, I remember Tom Brady coming back in that game in white. I feel like I remember Atlanta wearing red that game, yeah. But this is in red. Good throw for Chris Godwin, who gets 29. The Falcons' offense always does really well in watch games. I guess that's what happens when you have Aaron Rodgers, Miles Sanders, Chris Godwin, and Mike Gesicki on your team. And they have another good receiver, too, but his name is blanking to me for whatever reason. There's Godwin again. Nelson Aguilar, yeah. You guys have Nelson Aguilar, too. I don't know if I'd call him good, but, I mean, he's not bad. Atlanta's quickly moving the ball down the field. They have it at the 27. Get Cole Beasley, get an anti-vax. Yeah, there you go. The anti-vax connection. Rodgers and Beasley. What's the most anti-vax state? Probably somewhere south. So they can just stay here in Georgia. Is Georgia a red state? If it is, they can just stay with the Falcons. Wasn't Yuta Watanabe like a Japanese German in World War II, and somebody in the NBA copied his name? They told him, you don't want to be in the NBA. But, no, I don't think that's true. Atlanta scores a touchdown. I don't know if he was in, but they say he was. Who's number 3? Atlanta knows something about 3. John Mechie III. So Atlanta also is John Mechie. With Aguilar and Godwin and Gesicki and Sanders. A loaded offense is carrying Aaron Rodgers to a fraudulent Mickey Mouse OFL Bowl ring. Yeah, Florida works. Aaron Rodgers and Cole Beasley both seem like Florida men. Since you don't have cable, you were watching the NFL draft in a YouTube stream, and Rod Wave pulled up. Fun. So the Falcons score quickly. Now it's time to see the bats. Austin's offense was quite good in the first round against the Rams. Dak Prescott was efficient. Kareem Hunt ran the ball like a maniac. They were particularly good in the fourth quarter, which obviously ended up winning them the game. Why don't I stream on Twitch? I used to stream on Twitch. I originally had the OFL on the main channel, but it wasn't really doing well numbers-wise, so I moved it over to Twitch. And then I figured it'd be easier to do it here because I was having a lot of connection issues with Twitch. I don't know why it just works better with YouTube. I'm gonna cry if we lose up after being up early. Well, I mean, the Falcons know a thing or two about doing that. Kareem Hunt, yeah, he can do anything with his legs. He can run, he can kick women. That's about it. You know, Kareem Hunt would be a good trade target, now that I think about it. For more reasons than one. Dak Prescott led the league with his 40-2 touchdown to interception ratio. He nearly got picked off a couple times last week, but Tre'Davious White's hands are made of butterfingers, which pretty much costed him the game. What's the worst crime committed? Oh, dear! Odell Beckham. I'll get back to your question in a second. He is off to the races for... Is that Odell? That doesn't look a whole lot like Odell. Oh, that's Jamison Crowder. That's right. He is superstar, too. Jamison Crowder coming out of the slot ties the game up. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more offense in this game than the first game. Because these two offenses are both very, very good. As I was trying to say, what's the worst crime committed by an NFL player? Well, you got murder. You got planned murder. Ray Caruth comes to mind. The Vikings have to bring Greg Hardy out of retirement. That's a good idea. Didn't he, like, wrestle for a little bit or box or something? He did something like that. What is Hector's touchdown interception ratio? Probably not all that good. Aaron Hernandez, of course, the classic. I say the classic as if that's an old one that everybody knows, but that happened, what, 7, 8 years ago? I don't know if I'd call that the classic. Can't choke a 28-3 lead if the other team already has more than 3 points. One NFL player planned a terror. Jesus Christ, who was that? Good Lord. That's kind of bad. If he's still alive, we can try to open up a roster spot for him in Minnesota. Nice stiff arm by Miles Sanders with his first carry of the game. Aaron Rodgers is in the zone for what it's worth. You're getting me canceled. How can I get canceled? What have I said that's offensive? Oh dear, a bomb! And it is caught, I think, by John Mechie again. So Mechie brings it to the 30. Aaron Rodgers is launching darts. Like Omni. Oh, that's Glad. Yeah, we have a lot of fun experiences with our friend Glad over the years. He's quite the character. Nice touchdown for Miles Sanders. But Glad is an interesting fella. Or Omni, as I guess as he goes now. But we know him as Glad around here. We have more touchdowns in this game than the first game. That doesn't surprise me, because both of these offenses are better, particularly in watch games. But still, interesting. The more you know, I guess. Heard he did something. Well, he's done numerous stuff here. Yeah, I think he's in Knowles MLB League. But he is quite the character. Some of us have known him for quite a while. And, yeah, he hasn't really changed over a good 3-4 years. And that's not a compliment. Third and 5 now for Austin. They don't get it. So Atlanta's defense gets the stop. That's the first stop by any defense today. So the Falcons are going to look for some more points here on this drive, try to take a 2-score lead. Dude, I got 2 B potentials off for Anthony Santander. Yeah, he's not the brightest. Definitely not the brightest, yeah, Lord knows. First quarter in the books, a lot of offense so far. The top-seeded Falcons look good early. They lead 14-7. Aaron Rodgers has been quite good. Chris Godwin, John Mechie, Miles Sanders all making plays early for them. That's not a good start to the second quarter, though. Sanders loses a yard. Is that Josh Sweat? Surprised he didn't tear a hamstring. And now we're looking at a 3rd and 6. Leave it to Rodgers to make a play. He finds John Mechie, who's got to be close to 100 yards at this point, receiving. Whole lot of nothing on that play for Sanders. Pretty sure that's the first catch for Gesicki. Mechie is 4 for 91. He's been probably the best player on the field today, not named Aaron Rodgers. He's been really good. 3rd and 7. They get another conversion. Again, it's John Mechie III, who's at 100 yards already. He saw what his former Alabama teammate Jameson Williams did last year in the playoffs, and he's like, yeah, I want to do that too. Minus the losing part, because Jameson Williams' team did not win. Here goes Godwin down the field, 52-yard touchdown. This Atlanta offense is something else. There's a reason why the Falcons are not only the #1 seed, but probably the favorite at this point to go all the way. Aaron Rodgers with his 2nd touchdown of the game. Chris Godwin's got to be close to 100 yards too. Him and Mechie are on fire. And Austin's offense is only going to be able to do so much to keep up with these guys. So the Falcons extend the lead after losing last year in the divisional round. Wasn't Atlanta a 1 seed last year too? I feel like they were. No, Seattle was. Atlanta, I think, was the 2. Well, Atlanta lost last year to Detroit in the divisional round. So clearly they're back with a vengeance. If the Falcons win, they will host the NFC Championship regardless of the winner of the other game between Seattle and Minnesota. If the Bats come back, then the NFC Championship will be in the home of the winner of Seattle and Minnesota. Hopefully, Minnesota. A-Rod chokes conference championship rounds. Yeah, we're not in the conference championship yet. Although Aaron Rodgers choked in the divisional round this year. That was a very fun game. I greatly enjoyed that. Game 6, and Klay Thompson has the ball 3 seconds left. He rises up for a shot. Who do you want contesting it? Javon Carter or Trae Young? Probably Trae Young. If I'm Klay Thompson, I would... Are you saying if I'm Klay Thompson or if I'm the defense? If I'm Klay Thompson, I'd rather Trae Young. Although, if it's Game 6, Clay's going to make the shot regardless. He'd make it with a blindfold on, for Christ's sake. Falcons lead OFL Bowl 133-3, lose 140-133. If anyone's going to do that, it would be Atlanta. Although their defense has been pretty good, minus the first drive. Falcons versus Vikings for the OFL Bowl. That's not going to happen because we're both in the NFC. So, if Atlanta wins and we win, we would play in the NFC Championship, not the OFL Bowl. That would be a fun OFL Bowl game, but it's not physically possible. If you're a defense, well, obviously Javon Carter, because he can actually play defense. As someone who watched a lot of Big 12 basketball that year, because we were really good, that was our Final Four year, Javon Carter is a pretty darn good defender, and Trae Young, as we've seen through 4 years in the NBA, is not. You mean to go to the OFL? Yeah, that would make sense. And that'd be a fun game. And hopefully a Viking win. That would be nice. Good little run for Sanders. We could be looking at a 3-score game going into halftime. Who do you want taking the last shot? West Virginia, Javon Carter, or Duke, Marvin Bagley? Probably Javon Carter, because Bagley was just a freshman that year. And technically he was a high school senior because he reclassified. Javon Carter is a senior experienced guard. How did that play work? Aaron Rodgers is a machine. But, yeah, give me Javon Carter for the last shot. Not that he's known for his offense or anything. And Bagley is a superiorly talented player. And he probably was then as well. Hey, there's the Josh Sweat injury. It was only a matter of time. How many times in the Madden 22 cycle have I seen injury report Josh Sweat pop up? At least 20. It feels like at least 20. He's seen going to the sideline, so he'll probably return to the game. And then get re-injured because it's Josh Sweat. 2nd and 13, another good run for Miles Sanders. He brings it to the 19. Now Fuller Reynoso Fadukasi is hurt. Didn't he sign with the Jaguars? I think he did. Javon Carter was like the first player to... He had 500 blocks? Jeez, I didn't realize he had... That can't be true. Is it? I've got to Google this. Would I rather live in Ohio or Oblast? I don't want to live in Ohio. So, anywhere but Ohio. Alright, I'm looking up Javon Carter's college stats. He's 6'2", not 6'1". You lied to me. He had 0.2 blocks per game, so he definitely didn't have 500. He had 34. 34 career blocks. It might have been, he had 1,700 points, a little bit over, nice touchdown, a little bit over 500 rebounds, a little bit over 500 assists, and 330 steals. So Atlanta leads 28-7. Live in Cleveland or Ohio? We're saving that one for the memes. Would I rather live in Maine or Michigan? I mean, all my teams are from Michigan. What's there to do in Maine? I mean, Maine feels like a cool place. But if I live in Michigan, I can be around all my teams. That's 1 year. You said, would I rather live in Cleveland or Ohio? Do I need to explain why that's doesn't make sense? You nuked Maine. Oh, fun. And how am I alive? That's a good question. Let's wrap a 2-minute warning here in the first half. If Austin does not score a touchdown, I guess we start the second half simming because it would be a 3-score lead. The 2018 draft, how did it lie to you? Because Luka Doncic wasn't the top pick when he obviously should have been? Kareem Hunt lost like 4 on that play. He lost 6, even better. Would you rather live in Mexico here with me and be my roommate or Ohio? Okay, maybe this is where I would tolerate Ohio. Can I choose or? Can I choose just not choose one? It's either live in what feels like a jail cell or live in Ohio, which might be worse. So the Falcons lead by 21. They can extend this lead before halftime. We've seen Atlanta choke 28-3 leads in the past. Do I think they're going to choke this one? Probably not, but we have seen crazier. They did it in real life. They can do it in the game. Realistically, if you were a scout in 2018, what player would you compare Javon Carter to? Probably like a in-your-face, tough, grindy defensive guard. I don't know. Shades of like Patrick Beverly in a good way. Ideally like a Tony Allen. Wisconsin or Ohio? So do I have to be around Packer fans or be in Ohio? I really don't want to be in Packer territory. But it's not Ohio. So I would just have to suck it up. What player would you compare? I don't know who Darius Robinson Jr. is. I can't compare him if I don't know he exists. Are we going to get a what a punt? No, it rolls into the end zone. The Bats have 3 timeouts. They kind of got to score here or else I don't see a world where they can come back. Denmark nuked Maine and Microsoft Flight Simulator. What a stud. Nuke Maine or Ohio? I feel like if we tell certain people to leave Ohio and then nuke it, this country would be a lot better place. Just saying. Javon Carter would be top 1 all-time in defensive players if he was drafted to the Grizzlies during their grit and grind. Yeah, I kind of doubt that. He got drafted by Memphis? I thought he got drafted by, like, Phoenix. Maybe you're right, now that I think about it. Greg Dortch or Darius Robinson jump ball. Can I pick neither of them? Because one of them I don't know he's a person. Joe Biden nukes Ohio. Thank you, Joe. That would make this country a whole lot better. Do it, Joe. He was traded to Phoenix next year. Okay, that's probably why I thought that. Class A, Myles Garrett, Jose Ramirez, Nick, and all other people out of Ohio. Are you sure we want to take Nick out? I'm kidding. Or am I? If I could get rid of one team in the NBA, who would I pick? I don't dislike any team in the NBA, so I would probably say the Kings, just for the sake of all Sacramento Kings fans. For their own sanctity and health, I would get rid of the Kings. Antoine Wesley or me jump ball. Well, isn't Antoine Wesley like 6'4"? Joe hates the Bengals. Well, if Joe hates the Bengals, that's a good reason to nuke it. So the first half is in the books. It is a 3-score game. The Falcons are dominating. They lead 28-7. Since it is a 3-score game, we are going to start simming the second half. If the game gets close, we're going to hop back in. And if not, then good for Atlanta. That would mean they will win. You have a deep hatred towards the Oakland Raiders. Well, good thing the Oakland Raiders don't exist. Why Las Vegas, but not Oakland? Like, if the Packers moved, I would still hate them. I don't hate them because they're in Green Bay. I hate them because they're the Packers. 3rd and 6. 11 for Gesicki. Yeah, Atlanta's fine. Well, that's what we said in the Super Bowl, but they're not showing any signs of slowing down. Both teams are just trading off the ball now. Atlanta kicks it. We can just go to the end of the game. The Falcons have this game won. Austin actually makes... Oh, hold on. They made a nice little rally there at the end. But Atlanta still wins fairly convincingly, 38-27. Austin, if this game was 5 quarters, maybe Austin would have pulled off the comeback. Maybe. Orioles or Reds? I guess the Orioles? Dak, whoa! I did not realize Dak played that well. I mean, it didn't feel like he was all that good. But his numbers were pretty much on par with Aaron Rodgers, even though Rodgers was statistically better when the game kind of still mattered. Miles Sanders was really good. Why did they give him 7 carries? That's so stupid. Kareem Hunt ran all over the Rams last week, yet they give him the ball 7 times today. Well, he got 7 catches, but for 16 yards. Yeah, no wonder Austin lost the game. Good Lord, they barely gave their best offensive player the football, who single-handedly won them a playoff game last week. Send Dak to Ohio. Future Miami of Ohio quarterback Dak Prescott. All right, so that brings us to the 3rd game. We've got the Diablos and the Dolphins. Siri, give me a whole number between uno and dos. That's not what I want. Give me a whole number between 1 and 2. 2. So that's the Diablos. Can the number 1 seed Mexico City Diablos follow up? Do they have cool away pants? Honestly, I kind of just prefer Mahomes. Yeah, I think we're going to just rock with that. Big Ben did go to the University of Miami of Ohio. You would be correct. But can the number 1 seed Diablos keep their fantastic season alive as they take on the possible Cinderella 7 seed 9-8 Miami Dolphins. We had a 7th seed in the AFC make the OFL Bowl last year. And the Dolphins are looking to do it again. In order to do that, they've got to beat the number 1 seed, led by quarterback Baker Mayfield. If you had any offer from any D3 team, I don't know. I can barely name any D3 teams off the top of my head. So, I don't know, one that's close by. Here's my answer. I don't know what D3 schools are close by. Do the Diablos players live? Well, I guess they live wherever they want, but I guess during the season, yeah, they live in Mexico. I suppose. The Browns are in Ohio. Time to nuke Ohio. What happens if they don't have the passport? Well, I guess in that case, they can't play for the Diablos. It's like how in Canada you need to be vaccinated. So Matisse Thybulle for the Sixers could not play in the playoff games in Toronto because he wasn't vaccinated. The Pistons and Lions might as well. Well, I don't live in Michigan, so that doesn't count as close by. But yes, they might as well count as D3. All in favor of nuking Ohio say aye. Aye. First and 10, nice throw to the 41. Who's that dude with the hair? Robert Big Bob Tanyan. Just like last year, the Diablos players don't have their last names on their jerseys. I don't know why Madden is only doing that with the Diablos. That's kind of stupid. I'm really still not used to watching a Diablos game and not strongly rooting for them. This feels weird. Bet you haven't heard Jonathan Isaac's name in a while. I have seen Jonathan Isaac's name. I saw it today. Nick Adams' best friend. Third and 7. Baker connects with... What X Factor? Oh, is that Dalvin Cook? Oh, yeah, that's just Dalvin Cook. I was going to say, I don't remember them having an X Factor receiver. Bet you haven't heard. I've seen DeReese Robinson's name 5 minutes ago. And before that, I had never seen it in my life. I know Denard Robinson. He's cool. Baker being chased down by Shaq Barrett, who tied for the league lead in sacks with 24. Happy the Falcons won. Got to take charge for your Survivor team. I'm pretty sure the Survivor Challenge probably will end up after the stream anyway. Especially considering we were able to sim through the second half of the Atlanta game, since they were up by so much. First and goal handoff for Dalvin Cook. Not quite. He only gets one. Yeah, outside tosses just don't work in this game. I don't even know why they would try. Gotta go for weight training. Have fun, bud. Third and goal. What kind of coverage was that? They didn't even try to cover him. Who's 10? I wish I could see a last name, but since Madden is lazy and doesn't put on the last name for the Diablos players. Football season starts at your school tomorrow. Why? It's June tomorrow. Who starts their season in June? Yeah, the Dolphins have Shaq Barrett and TJ Watt. They've got kind of a lethal duo. Second best pass rush duo in the league. Because he ain't beating Mack and Barrett. The OGs from OFL 21, though, remember Garrett and Barrett. When they were both on the Diablos. That was fun. And then we let Shaq Barrett go because he can't pay everyone. So here comes the Dolphins offense led by quarterback Sam Howell in his first year as a starter. He was pretty good. I wouldn't say great, but he wasn't bad. Nearly 4,000 yards, 31 touchdowns, 8 picks. And he played really well in his team's first playoff game, outdueling the MVP, Patrick Mahomes. Their run game features Cam Akers and Kenneth Walker. Your football season's from June to August. That's a strange schedule if it's for your school. It's like right in summer. Good conversion on third down. That'll keep the chains moving for the Fins. Oh, fumble! Oh, the Dolphins get it back, though. That could have been real bad. Second and 9, Sam Howell's under a ton of pressure. He gets tripped up by his own lineman. That defensive tackle just bullied the offensive lineman and literally pushed him into Sam Howell. Again, it'd be nice if we had last names, but Madden is a hater. And so that makes it a 3rd and 19. Howell sees it deep, tipped. Ooh, should have been picked. So the Diablos get the stop. So far, so good for Mexico City. Looking strong as a 1 seed. Dalvin Cook has been kind of blah so far today. He had that nice catch earlier, but other than that, he hasn't done a whole lot. Baker Mayfield in the pass game is what's been winning so far for the Diablos. As it's a 3rd and 4, Baker down the field, caught, but out of bounds. He's 6 for 9 with 70 yards. He's 1 yard short of the perfect 6 for 9 with 69 yards. So close yet so far. So the Dolphins get it back right at the end of the quarter. Trying to get something going. As Mexico City leads 7-0. The Diablos don't look as dominant as Atlanta did, but they do look like a number 1 seed. Their defense has been good. The offense has been pretty solid. Now a 3rd and 7. Lions are... Let's not slander my team here, bud. If you're talking about the OFL Lions, then yeah, we can slander them all day because they're a rival. That punt bounces in the end zone. So, the Dolphins' offenses look very not good. After scoring 37 last week in Orlando, that must have been a Disney World bubble win. And now that they're playing a real team in a real country, they're not looking too hot. OFL Lions suck and NFL. Yeah, we can cross out the part. Good throw for Big Bob Tanyan. Yeah, F Disney wasn't he like a bad guy? Wasn't he like racist or something? The stream is lagging? Is that the case for everybody? It seems fine for me. It's bad for everybody? That's not good. I'm not having any issues. It's bad for everybody? Yeah, the audio sounds fine. Is it working now? I'm not having any issues. Huh. Well, that's not ideal. It's frozen. It's not frozen for me. Huh. Let me try on a different account. Maybe that's the issue. It's not frozen. Okay, we're good. I don't know how much you guys have missed, but the Diablos still have the ball, and they're still moving it down the field. And they're moving it pretty well. Had a moment where it was lagging really bad. Huh. I didn't notice it. Well, hopefully it's all good now. Mexico City has it in the end zone. I'm not... Oh, that should have been picked. I'm not used to them not being in a dome, too. Because last year I had us playing a dome. This year they're playing in the outside. Which isn't, like, Mexico hot because it's south. By the way, I nuked Mexico City. That's going to be a hold probably, yeah. Second and 20. They get 7. Why? How about this, Denmark? How about you nuke the entire league except for Arizona and Minnesota, and then our two teams fight it out, and the loser gets nuked? I think that's a good idea. 3rd and 13. Baker under pressure, can't get rid of it. He is sacked by, is that Myjai Sanders, I assume? I don't know, whatever pass rusher with the name Sanders is there. And the Ravens, no, the Raven, they're getting, well, we can sacrifice Trace McSorley, but everybody else is getting nuked. So the Dolphins are far from out of it. They're only down by 10. And keep in mind they open up with the ball in the second half, but their offense needs to start to get moving somewhat soon. And Sam Howell running backwards towards the end zone is not going to help as he is sacked by Montez Sweat. Nuked the USFL 2. My bad. How's that bad? We don't need the USFL. We got what we need. We got the OFL. We're set. Second and 22. Got to look out for the safety. No safety, but it is incomplete. Sam Howell has 8 passing yards. I think the Dolphins in total had a net negative passing yards because that one play Howell got sacked and lost 9. So I think they still have negative passing yards. Still got to watch out for the safety. Howell throws it away. That was probably a good play. Mexico City's coverage must be really good because Sam Howell can't find anybody. Or maybe he's just blind. I nuked all of Africa. Oopsie daisies. Didn't mean to do that. The Diablos could make this a 3-score game before halftime, too. We could get another sim. We've barely had any sims really all year. But there's a reason why these two teams are the #1 seeds. The Dolphins are looking like Mickey Mouse frauds. They could only do it in the bubble. Although that technically wasn't a watch game, but that's the only way they can win a playoff game, in the bubble. Baker for the end zone, tipped and intercepted. Okay, the Dolphins do something. Marlon Humphrey picks it off. So maybe the Dolphins are finally going to do something there off the turnover. They're backed up inside the 5 again, just like last drive. But they're again going to focus on throwing the ball. Howell takes a shot for the heavens, and it is incomplete. Both teams do have all their timeouts. Howell's going to take another shot deep. He might have got him. He might have got him. It's caught at the 25. There's the big play the Dolphins needed. Not to say they have momentum, but a couple plays within the past minute have quickly turned the tides a little bit for the Fins. Howell's now going to shoot it for the end zone, and it's caught. Look at the Dolphins. They're making some noise. It's Mike Evans with the score. The Dolphins are within 3. And don't forget, they start on offense in the second half. Well, that was a quick turn. The Diablos looked like they were trending towards a blowout. That long pass was caught apparently by Robbie Anderson for a gain of 69. Nice. So now it's 7-10. The Dolphins are back in it. And now the pressure's on Mexico City a little bit to respond. They have all 3 of their timeouts. That's a good start. Gain of 12 for the white slot receiver. And they are just not going to call their timeouts. Oh, they have Cooper Kupp. I forgot about that. I remember Cooper Kupp being on the Chargers. But I still kind of think of this team a little bit as the Chargers. So that'll wrap up the first half. The Diablos dominated really 17 out of 18 minutes. But unfortunately for them, they were only up by 3. The Dolphins with a late interception and a late touchdown are right back in the ball game as it's 7-10. And Miami opens up in the second half. Just nuked Minnesota. Oops. So what, there's no playoff game now? Is our playoff game supposed to be in Minnesota? Minnesota. Okay, we don't need to see this, EA. Thank you, dear. So can the Dolphins capitalize off their last drive and, you know, make some noise in this game? They're right back in it. They haven't really ran the ball well, but clearly Sam Howell is willing to take a few shots for the heavens. It worked last drive, and I might have jinxed it because they just got a good run. Good play for Akers. Howells then crushed Leo Chanel with the sack for a loss of 9. Nuke the XFL, nuke all of it. But you can't nuke Wyoming because it's not a place. Denmark knows so much ball. Roughing the passer, wow. Oh, that's a killer. That was 3rd and 20. A costly penalty against Leo Chanel. That would have ended the drive and forced a punt. But now the Dolphins get new life. Can't make that mistake in the playoffs. Good throw from Howell to the 28. They now have it in the red zone. The tide of a football game can turn very quickly. 5 minutes ago, the Dolphins looked like they had no shot. And here we are. They're about to take the lead off of a few big and mix of lucky plays. Nuke the NFL, so now it's only the OFL. That's all we need. Third and inches. Sam Howell's under pressure. He's not going to get rid of it. It's a sack for the Diablos, so they won't let the Dolphins take the lead. And so Miami's going to have to settle for the field goal. Now the ODFL is gone. Oh, boy. So Mexico City gets it back. They're tied. We'll see if the Diablos can get back in business. They definitely don't want to slip away as Denmark proceeds to nuke the National Basketball Association. They still really aren't running the ball that well. Dalvin Cook has been kind of not great today. Right as I say that, he gets a nice gain of 14. Probably his best run of the day. Nuke the MLB. Normal mistake. That's pretty normal. That happens common. Very relatable. Big 3rd and 4. They got it. It's Tanyan. He brings it to the 43. Was that Boye Mafe? Is he wearing 20? Oh, that's Marcus May. Oh, I'm stupid. I was going to say, why would Boye Mafe wear 20? 3rd and 5. Nearly intercepted. Marlon Humphrey dropped it. So they're going to have to settle for the field goal. This is no guarantee. 55-yarder. Not easy. I don't think he got it. No good. So it'll stay tied through 3 quarters. The Miami Dolphins have a real shot of beating the Diablos as we are tied at 10. Miami's going to start their new drive here in the 4th. The Diablos dominated for the first good 17 minutes of the game, but the Dolphins have quickly shifted it here within the last 10 or so minutes. Now with 9 to go, they look to pull off another improbable upset. If the Dolphins win, they head to Dublin. If the Diablos win, then Mexico City will host Dublin. Big 3rd and 5. They're not really in field goal range. So they kind of got to get it here. And they do. What kind of coverage was that? They just chose not to cover the middle of the field on a 3rd and 5. That's not smart. That doesn't seem like a smart idea. I nuked South Africa. Who needs South Africa anyway? Miami is inching closer and closer to the lead. I swear, if the Dolphins actually win this game, that for a while they had no business winning. Third and 4 in the back of the end zone for the lead. Robbie Anderson puts Miami ahead with under 5 minutes. They might actually do this. They're going to review it. I think he was in, though. I don't think they're going to reverse this. Maybe. 1, 2. Yeah, he's good. All right, so this play is going to stand. The Dolphins are going to take the lead with under 5 minutes to go. Yep, and the play does stand. That's the right call. So Miami's now ahead 17-10. Mexico City is under 5 minutes. The Diablos' offense was looking pretty good early, but after the interception late in the first half by Marlon Humphrey, it has been downhill and downhill fast. Oops, I nuked the OFL Cardinals coach. Oopsie daisies. Now he can't nuke anything else. Oh, Baker with 2 guys in his face just heaves up a prayer, and it is caught. Okay. Gain of 46. I think that's Quez Watkins, I think. I think they have Quez Watkins. It is Quez Watkins. Huh. Well, that's a play. Nuke the OFL Falcons coach. Okay, so now they're both dead. Second and 9. Big Robert Tonyan ties it at 17. So the Dolphins score, and Mexico City doesn't even hesitate. 3 plays. That drive was not even a minute. And we are again tied up. Grab your popcorn now, guys. This might be quite the ending we are looking at. Nuke the OFL Vikings Cup. Yeah, I tried to make it sound like I was dead by not saying anything for 10 seconds, but unfortunately the show must go on. Nuke the Yankee Stadium that looks like a Little League. That's got to be good aim because that's a really small field. That's smaller than most of those little T-ball stadiums around the area. Robbie is 7 for 131. Mexico City's coverage was really good early, and now it's like kind of falling apart. So the Dolphins offense had a really good drive on their last possession to take the lead, and now we're back tied. We'll see if they can do it again, probably for the win. Second and 6 for Sam Howell. We got a flag. That's probably going to be a hold. Yeah, so do you want a 2nd and 16 or a 3rd and 6? I would pick the 2nd and 16. Yeah, I think that's the right call by Mexico City. And off for Akers. He makes up most of the yardage. Actually, not really. He got like 3. 3rd and 12. Here we go. Maybe the biggest play of the game. Thanks for coming in, Bubba. Congrats on the victory. Hopefully, we'll join you in the NFC Championship. As Howell's intercepted. Oh, boy. And Mexico City's already in field goal range. Wow. Huge turnover for the Diablos. Who is that? Again, I wish they had last names. C.J. Henderson with the pick to possibly win the Diablos the game. They've just got to be smart with managing the clock, and they should be good. So Sam Howell, who's been, for the most part, pretty good today, chokes. I wouldn't say the Dolphins season is over because we're still 2 minutes, and they still had 3 timeouts. So it's not looking pretty, but I wouldn't say they're out of it. That play does not help. Dalvin Cook gets 9. So that keeps the drive going. Dalvin loses 2. Dolphins... Oh, they didn't call a timeout prior. Why? Well, they have 2. 2nd and 12. A first down pretty much ends the game. So the Dolphins can't let that happen. This Dalvin gets 2. You probably should run it here on 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. I understand a world where you consider passing, but I'm expecting a run, and they do run. Dalvin gets about 6. So the Dolphins are out of timeouts, but their offense is still going to have a chance. So the Diablos are going to attempt the field goal here with 1:21 to take the lead. Kick is up. Kick is good. So the Dolphins are going to have a little bit over a minute and no timeouts to try to drive pretty much the length of the field for a touchdown to win or field goal to tie. Field goal is certainly acceptable if you're the Miami Dolphins. Nuked Hector. Well, Hector lives in Mexico, so if you nuke Hector, you have to nuke this game by default. Howell under pressure lets it rip for a wide open receiver to the 42. Who's 84? He's a guy, Kendrick Bourne. He was born ready to make that play. That only took like 6 seconds off the clock. So time isn't a huge issue yet. Maybe in 30 seconds it will, but they are in field goal range. It's just a matter of not messing up the clock or turning over the ball. Howell sends it for the end zone. No good. Incomplete. So now it's a 3rd and 2. They're looking at 42 seconds. It would be a 51-yard field goal try, which is like right on the border of field goal miss range as it is caught for a first down. Miami's probably looking at a field goal. I don't know if they're going to have enough time for a touchdown unless they quickly heave it. 20-ish seconds. Of course, we're running checkdowns. They should move quick. There's 5 seconds. They're going to run another play. All right, this is it for the ball game. Howell's not even going to get rid of it. He is sacked, and the Diablos are going to win the game. EA clock management, ladies and gentlemen. All they had to do was spike it and kick the field goal and tie the game. But no, in typical Madden fashion, they choose to get cute. And the Cinderella season for the Dolphins is abruptly over. The number 1 seed, Mexico City Diablos, are going to the AFC Championship, where they will host the Dublin Shamrocks, the reigning AFC champs. Mexico City dominated early. Miami made some noise. They came back, but they choked the clock there at the end. Both quarterbacks had pretty much identical stat lines. Neither team ran the ball all that well. Nice amount of yards for Dalvin Cook. Robbie Anderson and Robert Tonyan were both quite good. Cooper Kupp also scored. Mike Evans did as well. He also had 3 pancakes. Big pancake guy, you see. 2 sacks, including the game winner, I assume, by Tyquan Lewis. 1 from Ajay Sanders, Leo Chanel, and Montez Sweat. And then a pair of big interceptions by Marlon Humphrey, which turned the tides for the Dolphins, and C.J. Henderson, which won the game pretty much for the Diablos. So now we've got the final game of the day. It's time to rip off the Band-Aid. We've got the Seahawks, the reigning OFL Bowl champs, against yours truly, the Minnesota Vikings, led by 4-time OFL Bowl champion head coach, moi. Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 2. 1. So we're going to use her... That's the wrong button. We are going to use her Seattle. So far, the user today is 2 and 1. The Jets lost, the Falcons won, the Diablos won. So we'll see if that win streak can continue here with the defending champion Seahawks. Malik Willis against some short dude. Kind of want to try all white. Yeah, why not? Vikings lose 161-0. You know, I really wouldn't put it past us. Seattle's been there, done that. We, not so much. Why does that tunnel look slippery, as if it's raining, when we're literally in a dome? This place does look kind of sick at nighttime, though, I'm not going to lie. So the 4th and final game of the day. Which team will head to Atlanta for the NFC Championship? Will it be the Malik Willis-led Minnesota Vikings, coming off a game-winning field goal last week against the Giants? Or will it be the defending OFL Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks? The team the Seahawks beat in the OFL Bowl last year, the Dublin Shamrocks. They're going to play the Jets. They already beat the Jets, dummy. They're going to play the Diablos in the AFC Championship. Oh, shoot, that's the wrong one. I did not want normal. I accidentally simmed the kickoff. Huh, okay. So we're going to open up the ball at the 25. Malik Willis was really good in the first playoff game against the Giants, and that's a fantastic start. We're not going to talk about that player. So, in 11 seconds, we already turned the ball over, and Derwin James gets a pick 6. So, not the start we were looking for. Vikings steal the game. Well, we've kind of got some groundwork to do now after that. So Seattle is already on the board. I was just hyping Malik Willis up, and then he does that. So maybe I shouldn't have hyped him up. Well, we're 11 seconds in. We've got a new opportunity to start the game over, kind of. That's a little better. Gain of 9. Derwin James is in the zone. I'm a little bit worried about that because I imagine if he hits an opposing ball carrier, that ball might come out. Why is Bobby Evans in the... Oh. Because what's-his-face is hurt. Ezra Cleveland. I was this close to trading Antonio Gibson, so hopefully he can prove me wrong tonight. He's really good in the sim, but he doesn't really fit our style of offense in watch games. So as good as he is in the sim, he hasn't been all that special in watched because a lot of our runs are up the middle, and, well, he's just not that type of player. Although he gets a good carry there, about 8. 3rd and inches. Yeah, it didn't look like he got it. Maybe talk trash on Wills. Hey, Wills, you suck. Will his nuts fit in your face? How about that? Yeah, I'm sorry. That was a bad joke. Well, he got sacked, so maybe talking trash didn't really work. Sam Hubbard and friend. Bring him down. Yeah, this is why we can't run it up the middle. 3rd and 14. Seattle hasn't even touched the ball on offense yet, and this has been about as bad of a start as we could ask for. Kind of need something here, Malik. Off his back foot for the end zone. It is incomplete. Well, that was a pretty bad 3.5-minute start. We still have time, but I wouldn't say that's ideal. Good punt inside the 20. So now we get to see Kyler Murray lead the Seattle offense. They beat Washington 24-9 last. He had 19 picks. I knew he had kind of a lot. I didn't realize he had 19. Good Lord. That's like half of, or doubled what Malik Willis had. Yet, of course, Malik Willis chose to throw one here. Kyler short throw for 14. Sammy Watkins. This isn't week 1, so Sammy Watkins shouldn't do well because he only does well in week 1. Kyler nearly intercepted. Oh my gosh, I was right in his mitts. I think that was A.J. Terrell. Oh boy, that was close. That would have been nice. Second and 10. Short throw out of bounds for, I assume, Keenan Allen. Sammy shouldn't even be here. She'd be injured. Yeah, really. 3rd and 6. Not ideal. That'll keep the drive moving for the Hawks. As they complete another solid gain of 9. Poor Octi. I'm literally watching my team fall flat on their face in the playoffs. I'm happy it's happening quickly rather than gradually. Or by a choke. But I certainly wasn't hoping for this. Good gain for Madison. He gets 11. It's punishment for 19 picks. Kyler should be sent to Baltimore to exile forever. I don't think you want Kyler Murray in this game. Feels so sad that he can't get his 5th win. Madison to the 20. He's looking like OFL 21 Alexander Madison with some of these carries. Now 2nd and 4. Maybe trade for Alexander Madison. Maybe that's the key. I mean, I don't trust 80 overall running backs in this game, but Alexander Madison's usually one of the good ones. So, maybe. As he is untouched into the end zone, about a picture-perfect first quarter you could have asked for if you're a Seahawks fan. The defense is making plays. The offense is making plays. So far, all Seattle. All 3 home teams won today, and as of now, we're not carrying that streak. We're disappointing the home teams. So we're not out of it. We're only down by 14. We can come back. Do I feel confident? No. But it is the first quarter. We got to get something moving sort of quick, or else, well, this could be kind of bad. Nothing for Gibson. So that'll probably wrap up the first quarter. The Seahawks have dominated. We might get another playoff, will we? No. So the pick 6 on the first play of the game kind of set the tone, and it hasn't got better from there. Seattle's looking pretty good. The defending champs are clearly hungry for more as they look to get back to the NFC Championship, where they would head to Atlanta to face off against the Falcons. 3rd and 11. Did he get it? I don't think he did. Oh, he did. Okay. Good play from Nico Collins. I didn't think he got it, but I am not complaining. Yeah, we can't really run it on the outside or the inside. We just can't run it at all. Second and 9. Gain of 9. I don't think he got it there. Octi complaining already. 3rd and inches. We are the worst short yardage team in the league, so there's a real shot we don't get. Oh, we're throwing. Honestly, that's kind of a good thing. What? What was that? Malik Willis had a wide open rushing lane for the first down. He could have got a good 6-7 yards, keep the chains moving, but he chooses to throw it and completely missed his target. Let's see how long it takes for Octi to cheat. I don't think you're going to get that out of me. How could I cheat without you guys noticing? Because, like, people have, like, jokingly, or maybe not jokingly, I don't want to say accused me of it, but have wondered about it. I don't know how I could cheat without people seeing. Trade Willis to Baltimore. I'm not giving up on him for one bad game, although so far it has been pretty darn bad. There's an open running lane. F that, I'm going to overthrow my receiver. He's going to pull off an Aaron Rodgers in the NFC Championship game last year against the Bucs. That was fun. That was a dangerous throw. He was asking for danger. Now 3rd and 9. The Seahawks have had a few third downs. You can make... Oh, yeah, you're right. I can make the stream logs off. Then I make a couple of plays. And there you go. Back in business. As Madison gets 10. Another flag. What could this be? Oh, it's a hold. Alright, cool. So that'll make it a 1st and 16. Streamlags, Vikings up 69-14. How did that happen? Octi is so bad, though. Make the team is cheating for even worse. I mean, I've never played on these sliders because this is on arcade and I don't play on arcade. So I don't really know what to expect if I were to hop in. Despite the hold, Seattle still gets a first down for Marquez Callaway. That'll again keep the chains moving. And don't forget, the Seahawks open up on offense in the second half because the first play of the game was for Derwin James' pick 6. Our season and the Jets' seasons were so similar, yet they're ending in completely opposite ways. The Jets led pretty much the entire time except for the last second, and they lose. Yet, we are losing on the first play of the game, and it hasn't gotten better. Do one play right now and see how you do. Yeah, no, because I don't think that play would end well. Another short throw for Madison and another gain of 10. I don't think he got the first, though. But they can punch it in here on 3rd and inches. Because they know how to run in short yardage situations, unlike the fellas in purple. Yeah, Denmark wasn't here for Amari Rodgers. The real QB1 is Madison breaks the tackle. He's inside the 10. Seattle's been getting like 10-yard gains all day. That's how they've been moving, and it's working. Power to them. Charlie Kohler is hurt. Now at the 7 to make it a 3-score game. Kyler running for his life. The short fella slides to the 4. That might be the most dramatic gain of 3 I've ever seen. He ran for a total of 30 yards on that play just to get 3. 2nd and goal. Madison. Both of Madison's touchdown runs, he wasn't even touched. So the Seahawks now lead 21-0. Since it is still the first half, we are going to keep watching. But if it remains a 3-score game in the second half, we will sim, especially considering the Seahawks open up with the ball. So both NFC games have been total blowouts. The Falcons dominated the Bats, and the Seahawks are dominating the Vikings. Two minutes and 30 seconds to pretty much keep the season alive. If we don't score a touchdown on this drive, there's really no way I think we can win this game. So Malik Willis has got to do some things, and that's not a good start. Second and 10. Gain of 2 for Gibson. Timeout? Who's calling a timeout? Before the 2-minute warning? Probably, I guess Seattle maybe? Oh, okay, it is Seattle. Wait, it's the why did they call a timeout and then go to the 2-minute warning? Madden will be Madden as Seattle gets another stop, as expected. Wait, now it's the 2-minute warning and now someone's hurt. I'm so confused. And we had to call a timeout. Okay, now Madden's just being weird. So that'll force another punt. Seahawks are going to have 2 timeouts in a little bit under 2 minutes to try to make it a 4-score game. We'll see if they can do it. Madden is always high. I mean, we saw the 2-minute fake punt that we had against, I think the Diablos. Was it the Diablos? Yeah, we won that game. That was quite an interesting one. A little bit more interesting than this one. Can I give you an assignment? Oh boy. What would that be? You missed out from the fake punt. Is that one is tipped? Seattle should have caught that. That was right in front of him. Now 3rd and 5, and they got it. Call up RMP for Alexander. Why would he trade me Madison after the way he's playing today? And plus, I want to get like an elite running back. Alexander Madison, although he's looked elite today, I'm swinging for the fences at running back. Funny how the fake punt and me staying in my shed for 20 hours was in the same stream. And those I thought were the 2 funniest memes of the year. I voted for the shed, but second place for me was the fake punt. Hector is obviously also up there for obvious reasons, although Hector also had his own award. 3rd and 1. And what is their third down percentage? I'm so curious. It's got to be like 90%. Maybe it's higher, because every drive they've scored a touchdown, so it's probably 100%. Awards are going to be done within the next few days. I'm going to hopefully calculate that like tomorrow or Thursday or something. We had like 3 guys drop it there. Okay, I want to see the third down percentages. Seattle's 5 for 5. We were 2 for 5. Yeah, it's about what I expected. They only have 20 seconds. They've kind of got to move quick. Yeah, last year's the Eli Apple Award. That was for trash talking. This year was just the Hector Award because everything in there was what he said. All right, so they're going to take the field goal. So it is a 3-score game, 24-0, and Seattle starts with the ball. So we'll be able to zip through the second half. And finish off what was a successful season for us. I mean, last year we were disappointing. This year we started 1-4. To win 10 of our last 13 is pretty impressive. So all things considered, although we are playing horribly today, I do feel like this was a successful season. I'm also realizing what we need because I never really thought this team was constructed to win an OFL Bowl. I always thought there was a chance just with how weird this season has been. But I don't think this team's really in a position to win an OFL Bowl, so I figured it was inevitable that we would lose at some point. 11 run plays, 18 yards. That'll do it. So we're going to send the second half, see how much Seattle wins this game by. What if the Vikings come back? That would be something. Oh, field goal. 31-3. Yeah, we're not going to come back. 41-10. Again, I think it was a successful season, but this was a bad ending. I'm happy rather than like a long death. It was just a quick stab in the gut, literally from the first play of the game, and we never really had a true shot after that. So a big win for the Seahawks. They're going to the NFC Championship. They will head to Atlanta to face off against the Falcons. Seattle's won 2 road playoff games already this year. They are looking for a third as they try to get back to the OFL Bowl. Did Kyler get hurt? Why else would Tyrod Taylor throw multiple passes? But Kyler was solid. Malik Willis was not great for his standards. Alexander Madison was a beast. Antonio Gibson had 2.2 yards per carry. Not good. Not good at all, if I do say so myself. 1.5 sacks for the Rookie of the Year candidate, Tyler Davis, and of course the interception by Derwin James, which really started the whole thing, and from there we never really had a shot. So now we've got our 4, the Diablos hosting the Shamrocks, and the Falcons hosting the Seahawks. So the 2 teams who made the OFL Bowl last year against the 2 number 1 seeds. That almost feels kind of fitting. Just calculated MVP. It was Jordan Stout. Only odd seeds are left. It's like the even seeds are cursed in this game. In the Eagles franchise, in the last playoffs, all the even seeds lost in the first round. Here, all the even seeds lost in the first round except for the Jets, who lost in the second round. So if you're an even seed in this game, you're cursed. Last year, the OFL Bowl was the 1 seed between the 7 seed. Again, the even seeds are cursed. And now we're going to check players of the week. We'll check injuries for the 4 teams who are left, and then that's going to wrap it up. So players of the week, Dak Prescott, who lost, Robbie Anderson, who lost, Derwin James, and Marlon Humphrey, who lost. So they had 3 of the 4 players who won player of the week ended up losing. Let's check out the injury report. So Seattle's got nothing. And Seattle, I feel like, has been the most dominant team throughout the playoffs so far. We've got the Falcons. They've got nothing. The Diablos. They've got nothing. And the Shamrocks. they've got nothing. So all 4 teams are fully healthy. That's pretty awesome. The 4 teams that are left are fully healthy. So it is literally, may the best team win. So I will say that is a pretty cool way to end the year. So as I said, I'm hoping Friday we get through the conference championships. Diablos, Shamrocks, Falcons, Seahawks. Those are 2 really good games. I think all 4 of these teams are deserving. So although I am a little bit salty that my team not only lost but got killed, I feel like all 4 of these teams are good and worthy OFL Bowl champs. So who knows? Maybe we could see an OFL Bowl rematch from last year with the Shamrocks and Seahawks. Maybe we see the 1 seeds, the Diablos and the Falcons, or maybe we see a mix between those 2 teams. So that's going to wrap up the stream. I hope everybody enjoyed. Again, the plan is the conference championships will be on Friday, I think, and the OFL Bowl will be Sunday. So, yeah, peace out.